Alright, here we are, the grand final of Cavcon 2013, and I am up against Tony once again, the same player that I played the very first round. After Tony's initial loss to me, he managed to do very well, just winning game after game against everybody else that I had played, and I had been his only loss. And looking at the final match, we both took another look at each other's lists. I thought that maybe if he had lost Damiano the first game, he might try the other list, which would be Fiona and the Galleon. And looking at it, I thought, well, maybe if I cast Wind Wall, seeing as he doesn't have Iron and Halt, I won't get dragged by the Galleon or shot at so much. And then I made the choice to play Vlad 3 on the horse. And then I looked at the spell list, and I realized that Fiona does actually have a spell that makes his weapons magical. I'd never played Fiona before, so I had no idea. And should have really looked at the cards first, but that's my dumb fault. So having to go to this game with Vlad on the horse against the Galleon. But having thought about it retrospectively, if I had played Vlad 2, would have been actually quite difficult because I wouldn't have had Iris in that list to strip off any of his very good upkeeps, and what he could have done is just chuck the Boom Howlers in front of the Galleon the entire time with 4+ tough. No way of stopping the 4+ tough, and every time I try and clear out a guy to get the Ulans in to kill the Galleon, he can just remove the models that he wants to remove thanks to his upkeep there. And that's the one that, I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's Roth's Mercy or something like that. But if I do get a clearance to get through, he can always feat and make me roll one less die for damage and attack, which is an amazing feat. And that would possibly mean that I wouldn't really get an opportunity to kill the Galleon all game, and he'd just be shooting me non-stop. So with this list, on the other hand, I've got a little bit more there to go through and hurt him. I can actually strip up hits with Iris, and having Gorman there to threaten the Galleon with, and Iron and Holt obviously to drop its armor and actually give me a little bit more shooting, should be really good compared to the other option, that is. So we are looking at a photo which has been taken after we've both completed a turn each. I'm actually going to skip to the next photo now so you can see that photo from another angle. He's got Fiona back there behind the Galleon with Wrong Eye Snapjaw and Wishnailer, and Telegesh Mark is on the Eliminators, great target for that spell. Nanokrian Brand on the Galleon himself, and Roth's Mercy on the Boom Howlers, so quite a good smattering of upkeeps which I can't do anything about, and of course Iris on the bottom right of the photo. The scenario has two objectives which are friendly to each other's factions, and they are effigies of valor, so they can be moved 5 inches into zones, and the blue one is the one I'm trying to score more points off, although I can dominate the yellow one for a single point each turn. Next image, this is his second turn, moving in with the Boom Howlers in the way of my guys. Galleon moves up, he can see through my troops with Knocker and Brand. Dougal mini-feats, and Galleon tries to shoot Iris with the side cannons, rolls only a 1 shot for the right-hand guns, and scatters and clips her, but doesn't kill her. So he was lucky to scatter and clip with the reroll, of course, but didn't quite get the damage to destroy her, which I was very thankful for. Going to the next image, I think some other guys survive shots as well. The Drag moves a single Mana War up, and that's really awesome because Mana War's just again showing me that they were a solid choice for this particular event. Drago and Vlad are just in an oblique line blocking each other from being dragged themselves with the objective in front of Drago. He moves his Eliminators over, and thanks to this awesome spell, Telegesh Mark is able to arc a spell to try and kill Gorman, but I think doesn't quite manage it. And that is his turn, and Boomheller's on the right engaging me. Next photo, he has feated in this stage, so I'm -1 dice to attack and damage, but let's have a look. The very first thing is that Madeline moves over, takes control of one of the Eliminators thanks to Seduction, and she moves out and clears the zone. I try and kill the other Eliminator thanks to throwing an Acid Bomb at her, but scatters and misses, and then the Mana Wars just shield up in front of them, so that the Galleon cannot drag Drago, and I think that's a really good play here because Mana Wars, nothing he can do about. If he charges the Mana Wars with the Galleon, I just countercharge him with everything else in my army and kill him. and of course Gorman able to shoot him if he doesn't shoot me first. Unfortunately, what does happen is that he actually blasts me with his set of guns this time and kills both Iris and Gorman. Luckily, Iris did get one shot in, removing Roth's Mercy from the Boomhowler, so I was able to deal with them a bit more efficiently. Even though -1 dice to hit and damage, the shield walling Iron Fangs going up here. With the CMA, they need like 4+ to hit, and they actually, I think, kill him straight away on a 2+ or something like that. Or maybe it's even like immediate kill with even 1 dice if they CMA. So did mean I actually killed several of the Boomhowlers here and knocked a couple of them down as well. So pretty good turn all in all. Next image, the Eliminators still hanging around, and in fact I think this is just a secondary photo with nothing new happening, so I'm going to skip this one as well. Here's another photo where the Eliminators have moved up, and critically, Galleon has moved on to the objective. He's cleared out all my support crew at this stage. He does fire a drag onto the Drago to bring him in, but more importantly, the Eliminators come within 5 inches of Ayana. My opponent makes the play here where Wishnailer gives Fiona Arcane Secrets. She fires a spell of damage through onto Ayana, who's on the hill. With the Cyto Boost, does manage to hit Ayana, and again, awful luck with his rolls. Doesn't kill Ayana, it leaves her in like a box. And unfortunately, trying to hit her with the next spell on the hill without the Cyto Boost proved too much. He wanted to go for the Kovnik instead, and I thought he should have just had another shot at Ayana, but he doesn't, and managed to get off lucky there. So if you can see the play here, Drago is now able to charge with Infernal Machine at the Galleon, and Ayana is able to drop his armor by 2, and hopefully I can kill the Galleon. Next image here is just really more of a repeat of what I talked about a moment ago, except for Drago has been repositioned by the drag and luckily hasn't lost any aspects, call them aspects, he's not a war beast, hasn't lost any systems, I should say, so he should be okay to do some attacking next turn. Luckily out of range of Iris as well, shooting him. Next photo, Snapjaw comes in here, kills one of the Man-O-Wars. Don't really care about the Man-O-Wars because they have done their job, and Iron Fang's still holding strong against the Boomhowlers. So here it is, the play. Next photo. Vlad sees that Drago has not been hit by Iris. He's been moved forward conveniently by the Galleon, so I don't actually need Infernal Machine, so that means I can actually give him Hand of Fate instead and save myself a focus. And Vlad sees that he's not really going to be able to get an angle to move in to attack the Galleon himself, so instead moves around after offloading 3 focus to Drago, adds Hand of Fate to his arsenal, so that means Hand of Fate will give him an extra dice along with the affinity, so he'll be rolling 4 dice and dropping the lowest 2, which is amazing. Drago charges for free. After, of course, Ayana drops his armor by 2, Holt shoots him twice, dropping his damage boxes a little bit. The Man-O-War actually damages him as well. Power 14 versus armor 17 gets a few more points through. Doing the maths, if Drago comes in, he can attack 7 times. None of those are going to miss because he's mat 7, 4 dice dropping 2. He's power 16 against effectively armor 17, so it's dice -1. He's going to be rolling an average of maybe 10 every time. He's getting 1 free boost from the charge. He should be doing somewhere around about 60 damage, altogether, and the Galleon's already lost 5 or 10 damage from the other attacks, so comfortably managing to squash him at this point, which puts me squarely in the lead. So quite a well-played game by both parties so far. I thought my opponent could have made a couple of slightly different plays to protect his Galleon a bit better, but he was unlucky to kill Ayana, and not to kill Ayana. If Ayana hadn't been killed here, I still would have gone in with the same plan, but it might have meant that his Galleon survived with some boxes left. Potentially I could have crippled an arm, maybe the actual combat arm, or hopefully the cortex, but the good thing here is that even if I hadn't actually killed Galleon, the hope is that Vlad can actually kill him next turn by himself, maybe, but I think fairly solid play, even if I'd lost Ayana, so I wasn't really losing. Next photo, brighter resolution here, thank God. Iris does move over to punish Drago for what he did by disrupting him and removing Hand of Fate. Snapjaw still in combat with the Man-O-Wars, doing pretty well, and the Iron Fangs are staunchly holding the line against the Boomhowlers, and Great Bear's helping out as well. One Great Bear engaging the Eliminator, although she is immune to free strikes thanks to parry. Next image, she managed to kill one of Iron and Holt, so Iron is dead. Holt fails his command check. Snapjaw's still fighting away there, so unfortunately Holt out of the action. Next photo again, Drago moves over, he's been disrupted. He does have the affinity side boost from Vlad still, so attacks Snapjaw. Doesn't manage to kill him though, because I rolled like a 1-2-2 with one of his side boosted attacks and missed him. So I had to follow up with Kolskir, one of the Great Bears, and actually kill him that way. But that means that Vlad can secure the zone to catch a point. Dougal has contested that zone, but Vlad kills him before this photo is taken. Holt does manage to rally, leaving one Eliminator, which can move over and contest the zone later, and Great Bears moving in to polish off all but one of the Boom Howlers. Have also moved in the sole surviving Iron Fang Pikeman, who's holding the flag, so game looking pretty secure at this point. Next image, Fiona there lines up some attacks here. He's got Wrong Eye ready to go, as well as who is it? Wishnailer back there, so trying to sling some spells at me, but not quite enough of them to do all the damage he needs to. Next photo, it's Wrong Eye who charges Volkov. Volkov passes his tough check, and Kolsk is nearby, so it does not get knocked down. Volkov attacks him back and slays him. And in the next and final photo, you can see a position where the Man of Wars is still alive, just performing every single game, loving these guys. Iris is able to run over to contest the zone, but Vlad will kill her because he charges Mat 9 on the charge with the spear, and Hand of Fate with the burst should kill her outright. And of course, he's only got Wishnailer left to contest the blue zone, so Wishnailer for some reason charges Volkov, tries to get head on him with the spear but doesn't manage it. As soon as I kill Wishnailer, I simply move into the zone and collect 2 points from his zone and 1 more point from the yellow zone, giving me the victory. So it was a hard fought finals. I was really kind of stressed out towards the middle of that about killing the Galleon. I think he probably could have done slightly more to make my job harder. He was unlucky not to kill Ayana, but it was a pretty well played game from both sides, and I think I probably would have taken it out. Even had a few minor things been changed, but had a really good time in Christchurch. Really enjoyed the company of the guys, and thanks to Hooch for letting me his spare room to sleep in during the weekend, and definitely be keen to go down for another event sometime. Placed first, obviously, and picked up a Manoth Battle Box, which I didn't particularly need, but very thankful for a prize anyway. And see you guys next week at Call to Arms, which is going to be the major event. It will be a much harder event to win simply because there'll be twice as many people at it, and half of those people will be seasoned veterans of many tournaments and with many wins under their belt that I'm always going to have as rivals. So see you guys next weekend. I will be playing either Menoth, Kador, or Signar at that event, so stay tuned next week to find out what happens.